In a world where every podcast rushes to the microphone before the popcorn has even settled, they scream their hot takes while the credits are still rolling. Now, two men bound by love of movies dare to wait, because when the lights go up and the hype fades away, that's when the real movie begins. They're pulling the curtain back 5 business days later and seeing if there's anything still there. The perspective the world didn't know it needed. Welcome to Back to the Movie Week, late takes with Jesse Murray and Scott Cash. Tonight, they're going back to the movie.
All right.
Hey!
Let me get that one.
We're back to
Is that how we're starting this shit?
No, we shouldn't.
That's terrible.
It's so bad. We're gonna edit this out.
Welcome back.
Pablo edited it out. In a world. No, we're not gonna go there. This summer.
Plagued by ads. You watch much YouTube?
Not as much as the average person. So I'm getting more into it. I was checking our stuff out, then seeing others. There's a person that's back to the movies with an S, and they have a pretty good production. So I was looking at theirs. I got lost on that rabbit hole. But not so much. You're
mostly like true crime.
Okay.
Police cam, interrogation room type stuff, and of course history.
Yeah, that's always cool.
Mostly like world history, ancient history, archaeology, that type of stuff, and the occasional video game playthrough if they've got like an interesting challenge or like a film review, a behind the scenes kind of thing.
I love that stuff.
But currently, the ad that's royally pissing me off is Meow Doku.
Don't know it.
It's like Sudoku, but instead of getting letter sequences, because people are stupid now, you have to group cats by color.
Wow.
And it's obnoxious.
So instead of 1 through 9, it's 9 colors. And that's the Sudoku. And it's across and up and down. Interesting.
Knowing as how commercial.
Yeah. I would not want to have that every couple seconds. I had to go. Well, the family went premium and never looked back. It's the only way. I couldn't sit on YouTube with the interruption every 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's expensive, though. Those bastards know they got a good product. Because, it might be a 5-second ad, but those add up. And they're consistent. And what's the greatest thing is we try to put the kids down sometimes to like calming videos. And so you're watching some super tranquil, just nice video. And then the ad will, it's like, wow, okay. All of that effort we put in is completely defeated. And that's that. The kids are wide awake again. But no, so premium.
Nothing ruins the moment, regardless of the moment, like an unsolicited Carl's Jr. commercial.
Or cat Sudoku, as you've been suffering through. But so thanks everybody for sticking with us. This is great. I appreciate it.
Watching us grow.
Yeah. It was great.
Hearing us grow,
It was great to see the love that some episodes have gotten. If you haven't seen the latest one, Obsession, I think was our best yet.
Our best yet.
Our intro is solid. I love it. I think we're going to stick with that one for a while. And we have a good discussion over a good movie and some other good life issues.
Try that on for a while.
Yeah. So if you haven't jumped in or starting point, this is your first one, just go backwards. Go, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's kind of fun.
No, we're just... But find a movie you like and just go at it.
That's another thing. And the way this is going to go, it's going to be sometimes we'll go mainstream movies of the week where this is the new hotness. And then other times we're going to find a 1982 Videodrome. And we're going to watch that together and share that love with you because that's a movie that you're not necessarily going to see streaming. That's not going to pop up on your Netflix feed ever. Right. Ever in this lifetime will that pop up on your Netflix feed. So it's kind of fun maybe to hear someone else talk the shit before you go buy it on wherever.
I'm wondering, and y'all can chime in the comments if you're actually listening to this.
Yes, comment.
Shit.
We want to hear some comments. That'd be great.
If you're familiar with David Cronenberg, or if it's just some word you've heard on Rick and Morty,
it has to,
and you have no idea why they're called that.
But the only way, most people's entry point, his mainstream movie was The Fly. Jeff Goldblum's The Fly, body horror, fantastic, plots there. Because a lot of David Cronenberg will just go off the rails. His third acts don't add up. They're like a Stanley Kubrick. They're very open-ended, question mark third acts. This one,
that's his style.
That's his style. But The Fly is not. Fly is conclusive, and it's.
Did he write that too?
I don't think he wrote that one. I think, but he typically writes what he does because Fly is a remake
or attempts to write.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it that he didn't have that ending. Well, we'll get to it, but anyways, regardless, no, The Fly is a remake, so I don't necessarily know how much he is. That we could IMDb if he's got screenplay credits, but yeah, but usually he'll write. You're right about that. Hey, right.
I remember seeing that movie at a very young age. And I was like,
that movie.
I dig this.
Yeah.
It was freaky. It stuck with me.
It's a mind opener. Yeah.
But I for sure liked it.
Yes.
I wanted to see more of this.
Yep. Gina Davis is gorgeous.
One of those movies we rented back in the day. That's how long ago I saw it. And we watched it more than once in that rental.
Good times. It's nice when you have a movie like that. You can have a memory connected to it. You're like, man, I remember going to the store, picking it off the shelf, bringing it home, and just watching it twice, at least twice, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that one, you could just feel it. There's moments where you're just goosebumped on your back and you're in it. You're with Jeff Goldblum in that experience. So that's a good director. That's good, a good team that can bring a product that can make you feel like you're with the characters.
Yeah. So the hallmark of a good director is building tension.
Yeah.
All the great ones can do it, from Hitchcock to Tarantino.
Tension is key. Tension, and then I'd say pacing, which is the director, but maybe more in the editing room. But pacing has to be there to move something along.
Pacing is like all the mediums wrapped up into one. That's the writing. That's the shooting. That's the editing. That's the music. The delivery of the lines by the actor. That's everything. And that adds to tension. You can get that on stage as well as screen.
Good stuff.
If you're Beethoven, you can do it in music.
Yeah.
And The Hall of the Mountain King, who does that one? Dun 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 dun. Royalty free music on our podcast.
Cue it in. Who are we going to call our editor? Or is it Edgar the editor? Who's our fake editor here? Who are we going to keep yelling at to cut it out?
I like Edgar. Okay, Edgar the editor.
Edgar's going to put some music in right
We
there.
love alliteration. We're old school like that.
All right. Well, to our show then. So we sat on it for a week. Videodrome, James Wood starring, with a rare pop star lead actress as our second. She's not in it very much, but Blondie is a rare acting performance from her. She does okay. She's definitely the sex symbol. She knocks that part out.
Yeah,
just complete sex, just radiates sex. But I don't know, kind of hollow. But maybe
those
that's
sexy close-ups.
Is it
that was the point?
Yeah,
I really think that was the point.
Nothing but sex was there with this character. Yeah. Okay. Which pushes James and makes her his sort of spiritual leader through this brain cancer traumatic ending. She's with him for the rest of the beats after she leaves to be Videodromed. So, yeah. But basic plot. Go ahead, Scott. Where are we at? Locations. How do you want to start?
Locations. So
more than our last one, Obsession, by far.
Yeah.
Right. The corporate movie studio, whatever, boardroom. His crazy man cave with the crazy artwork everywhere.
Wild artwork on James Wood's apartment walls. I loved it. It's like show me more.
Yeah,
let's do more apartment scenes, because there's
inside of one of his rooms in his mind kind of things. You tapped in, you could see the madness.
Yeah, you could analyze every shot of those scenes.
Right. The homeless shelter where the professor's daughter is doing her. At first, I thought she was like trying to do her own version of Videodrome, so she was like testing it on the homeless people. But I got so into this movie just thinking about it. I asked one of my chat things, and it was saying that apparently TV waves have some sort of thing that brings people back to society because it's a positive social thing, and so to feed them television is hopefully get them back into society or back into just a better life than they have, and that's what they're missing. Like that was the key to it all, which is madness.
The cathode ray mission.
So it's a mission. You think they're going to feed them food, but they're feeding them television. They all have these little cubicles.
It's supposed to be like the antithesis of Videodrome. Like Videodrome is just violence and sexual violence and deviance, and what they were doing in that shelter, that mission, so to speak, was to be like the opposite of that, to deprogram with this better content.
But one of them was like open heart surgery. Is that much more better than, I guess, than graphic death and rape?
That's not violence.
It's a type of violence.
It's not.
It's gore. It's an open heart surgery. I mean, you've literally,
gore, though?
The chest is open.
It's blood.
Prongs.
It's blood. It's guts, but that's not gore or violence. This is, this is
maybe putting that stuff in the right avenue? Like, hey, yes, you should have violence.
Exactly.
But this is where the violence should be, in a positive, helping someone with a condition in the medical field. So it's a retraining of the brain.
This is how going into someone's chest with a knife is a good thing.
Wow. I like that. So this movie's deep. This movie you can sit and you could take 10,000 different ways.
This movie is super deep.
You can go anywhere you want with it, and you could have deep conversations and just see through the looking glass in many ways, right? James Wood is acting at 150% almost at all times. He is just giving it his all, right? There's not a moment where he seems to be taking a break in this thing.
Yeah.
Just full speed ahead.
We can talk. Yeah, we got to talk about James. This is like peak James Woods.
Yeah.
And I would even argue that when he played Hades in Hercules, he was channeling elements of this character.
Okay.
The salesman, the greedy, I got to get that thing. Got to get that thing. Videodrome, give it to me.
Must have, no matter what.
That longing for more and more and more, just like Hades wanted to take Olympus.
I love that. I love that comparison. That's good stuff.
That's his new Flash was Hades.
Right. It's great. So he's a smaller private sort of cable company, and I guess they've really made their niche. They're Channel 83.
We're giving you the synopsis.
Okay,
now.
We're moving into the plot. We're moving there. So he's one of three partners of this company, and they've kind of made their niche in softcore porn on Channel 83. That's kind of what their bread and butter is for what they're giving the people, and. So he's, we just see him in a boardroom. He's looking over some Japanese geisha, weird softcore,
super
thing.
Sensual,
ridiculous.
Artsy.
It's the phallic, whatever weird, dick thing. Well, what's that supposed to be? A part of a tea set she's messing with, and she pulls off all the little things, and it's like a wooden dick, and off she goes.
Yeah, it's just a dildo with like a fancy
on a nice
packaging.
Platter. It was very nice. It was very Japanese.
Yeah, all like Last Samurai, Zenny.
Did you think the boardroom was very like dated? How they were describing the porn and just like, oh, it's so foreign, and people, it was just being like from, it was an Oriental thing and not just, I guess, white people. The boardroom was like, it's going to be a hit. It's just.
Oh yeah, exotic.
But they had a different word for it. I don't know. It just seemed very like, wow, that's dated. That wouldn't really be the same today.
Well, yeah, it was 1982.
Yeah.
Like we don't even talk the same way we did in the early 2000s.
Right. Yeah. But okay, so regardless of that, so he's just moving on. He's
rejecting the sensual geisha thing because he's looking for something
edgy.
Yeah.
More.
Something new.
Right. And so he's hired.
Shocking.
Yeah. Is it Petro or something? This weird guy, Pete, whatever his name is, he's been like the cameraman for 2 years there, right? And then he comes to him after he's kind of disappointed.
He's doing this weird like Russian or Eastern European.
It's a very odd accent.
Character,
can't really
but
thumb it down.
You're not even sure it's real. Like this is an American dude that's just fucking around,
right? And so he comes to him. He's like, "Hey, I got this broadcast signal." And he watches it all fuzzy, and it's just this weird red room, sort of David Lynch space, but it's got it's orange instead of red. If you've ever seen Twin Peaks for those deep cuts, but it's an orange room this time, and the whole back wall is just like gross clay that just looks like hands have been smeared on it. And it's got like face imprints on it, and just whatever, and just a bunch of chains, and it's one special contestant just being bound, fucked, and then stabbed or throat ripped or whatever and murdered. We don't see too much of it. We see it in grainy. And James Wood is just completely enthralled. He thinks it's not real. He thinks this is definitely where he can make a mark on his company.
Where do you find an actress like this?
Yeah. So he's on board 100%. He's trying to think it. They're saying it's some crosswire somewhere from some other part of the world, but he ends up finding it's just in Pittsburgh down the street. In the meantime, he's doing talk shows. He ends up meeting our main actress, the main lead, and they kind of have a fling. They just go straight to having sex right after dinner. They go back to his place, and immediately she starts asking where's his porn, and he's throwing stuff on. And so she's kinky as fuck. She's got scratches all down her, weird marks on her, and whatever.
Yeah. They have some freaky sex with razor blades,
full blown debauchery.
Yeah, it's
blood sucking and whatever else.
Yeah, it's S&M stuff,
bondage. Yeah. Not bondage, I guess, but like in that vein, right? Because they don't have the leather. They didn't get all dressed up.
No, he doesn't even bother to tie her down. He just starts cutting her.
Just cutting, just a couple cuts.
She asked him
some new piercings.
He's all weirded out at first, but he gets into it quick. Fast. He gets into redheads can do that to him, man. They can get you doing some weird stuff.
There was just a lesson though with it, because the whole, I don't know why the powers that be made Videodrome, but for someone who can't get enough of something and just continually pushes that envelope, and just now I have to see a full-blown rape and murder sex to get off, there's nowhere else for that person to go. So they are like a kind of like that. People that would do that in real life are a cancer to society. So if someone's going to watch stuff to that extent, to get cancer from it is almost this like, snake eating its tail sort of. There's a beauty in it, the idea of that. And so there's, or just like a trans-lightened sort of, I don't know, concept there, where it's like, hey, if you're going to go to that extreme and watch stuff like that and get off on that, you're almost just as bad as the guy that would do it. And so you're getting the cancer in the brain. So Videodrome is sort of like The Ring. You watch the video on the Ring, you die 7 days. Videodrome, if you watch this stuff, you get literally a brain tumor. No,
we need to back up a second.
Okay.
Because
jump in.
For as much as we know about Videodrome, which is very, as in the quote victims or performers in these broadcasts.
Yeah.
Seems to be consensual.
They sign up. She said she went in to do it, right?
Went to be on there.
Well, you're talking about the people participating. I'm talking about the people watching the content, because that's the ones that get the cancer, not the ones that participate. They just die, and that's a whole other topic that I guess we can address. But that's not what James Wood's doing, and that's not what the story is giving us. That's not the arc of the story at all.
No, but I think
we're not following that trail.
I think it's more because you're talking about a slippery slope kind of thing, where I think it's more what I thought you were starting to say about how once you like expose your brain to that material, you can't unexpose that. That's always going to be there.
It's like a cancer in your life.
Yeah, it's just there.
Wow.
And it might be malignant or it might be benign.
Right, but it's there.
But it's going to be there.
Permanent.
Yeah.
Yep.
That type of violence, like cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
You saw that. Right. You're good. Don't need to see that.
Don't need to ever see it again. And that's still there. I can look back and just, my 15-year-old self, and I can still at 40 see parts of that movie, the graphic ones. So yeah, your brain sticks to horror. There's something about it. Something primal.
Yeah. We'll segue off of that.
Beautiful thought, though. I love that transition with where you went with that.
Oh, good. Thank you.
It's like a cancer, benign or malignant. It's there, and it ain't going nowhere.
There. I mean, I can speak about PTSD and service. You've got your own forms of PTSD,
trauma, mental. Yep.
But to segue off of Videodrome really quick, I took William to see Rares of the Lost Ark in theater for the first time, and then tonight. Right before I left to come here, they just Paolo and William just got home from seeing Beauty and the Beast in theater at the same time.
Cool. Those are great movies.
Which movie do you think scared him more?
Gaston getting pushed scared him that much?
He didn't go into specific.
That was it. That's the moment.
I was in the room cleaning.
It's the ending.
Yeah, going off the cliff.
Yeah, I mean, that's an intense moment. I mean, Gaston's a nasty guy to begin with. And then when he goes full rage mode and they're fighting on the top of the castle and he knocks him,
stabs him in the side. That's the first time I can recall seeing blood in a Disney movie.
But Raiders, you've got the beginning, and the beginning where he gets completely slammed by the spikes. That didn't get Will. And then you have the ending with the face melting.
That was his favorite part.
That's fantastic.
Wrath of God was his favorite part.
You have to understand this young man has gone on. But it's like, no, but he's gone on the ride how many times now?
He's been on the ride half a dozen times.
I thought way more than that. I thought you were going to say at least 50.
I would say at least half a dozen.
Yeah. Okay.
No, because he's only been like tall enough for a year now. Okay.
But he loves it. That's great. So now you can do Crusade, no problem. You can skip Temple, but
no, he wants to do Temple.
Yeah, but of course he wants to. Will the better half of you let you?
Will Paolo let you? Which one was the scariest?
Yeah, but will Paolo let you?
I guess technically that would be Crystal Skull.
Oh, the scariest. I love it. It's so bad. It's scary.
What are they doing to him?
Yeah.
Okay, so
oh, that South Park just ties it all up perfectly. Really,
the little bow.
It gives us all that feeling we had of frustration, and it gave us an outlet to just be like, yes, because I need that for Rise of Skywalker. I need Trey Parker, Matt Stone to give us what they did for Crystal Skull for Rise of Skywalker, because I'm still sitting on that one. That one still hurts. The last Star Wars still hurt. It still hurts.
Yeah, like cancer.
It's like that was malignant.
Stuck with it.
That was
stuck with it.
At me. Yeah, dang.
So back to Videodrome.
All right, so we got it. He's watched the video. He's got his girl to watch the pirated one, not the one that gives her the cancer, just this fuzzy one where she got the interest. And then she just goes on her own accord and just leaves and doesn't come back to the movie and says, hey, I'm just going.
She tells him, I want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Well, he's out, and that's it. So we don't really see her as herself. From that moment on, from that conversation, that's it. She's no longer an actual person of the movie. Now she's just in his head, hallucination.
Yep.
And because she's not done with the movie, we'll see her. She's got the best role in the movie is the mouth. She's the good, her kissy mouth. That part.
Oh, we'll get into the effects. Okay. It's so good. The Videodrome broadcast that gives you the cancer tumor causes you to hallucinate.
Yeah. To just more and more degrees until you're just completely gone, until you're out, until you die. Yeah. It's worse and worse.
And Videodrome, the broadcast was created by
the optical company, Spectacular or something like that.
Professor Oblivion.
Yes. With this other company, the Spectacular Optical.
Yes.
Which they do third world glasses and weapons.
Yes.
What a combination. It's your all in one stop.
To recap his arc a little bit, this company, Convex, Barry Convex is the name of the CEO of the company.
That was like Spectacular Optical or something.
Spectacular Optical. Yeah. Spec Ops.
Yeah.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah.
David Cronenberg. That's a good one.
Yep.
Good
Military,
job, sir. That
industrial
was a good
complex.
Like it.
He did it for them, but under like false pretenses. The whole goal of it is to brainwash people.
But it kills them before they can do it. They get cancer and die before they can get to the next step of this thing, till the new flesh. There's a greater purpose to Videodrome that they can't get past because it kills their people with cancer in like 10 days.
Yeah. That purpose is mind control.
That the final point. I thought it was a merging of technology and flesh.
James Woods is the first one to transcend to that.
By doing what he does at the end. That's the transcension.
Kind of.
That's, I thought, a diluted
They program
version.
him to be an assassin.
And then takes himself out. That eventually will remove himself off the board.
Yeah.
Through the hallucinations getting worse and worse.
Right. And then Bianca, Oblivion's still very much alive daughter, reprograms him to turn on Spectacular.
So what is it? He's chasing her down. Well, she even foreshadows it. The very first time they meet at the shelter, she's like, hey, I knew someone was going to come to kill me. I just didn't think it'd be, so soon or whatever. And he's like, I'm not here to kill you. And so, when he was going, he was actually on a pretty intense mission at the end where she's ready, gets down to one of the basements and has one of the TVs locked and loaded with the Videodrome footage of Blondie getting her end, which then somehow, which they don't go into much clarity, reverse engineers the process. And then instead of, because the company sent him to kill her, now she's reversed it so that he's now sent to kill the company. So he's going after the two main guys that we've seen in the movie after he sees Blondie's Videodrome. But they don't lay it out for you.
No,
You're
they
moving
don't.
at a weird pace. You really got to, I
needed like cliff notes.
Right.
I had to look some of this stuff up.
Yeah. Well, I had to ask my ChatGPT, so I'm like, "Hey, so how did she reprogram him? What was it?" So there was a couple, deeper things, which and in part shows a good movie, but also you want a balance of that. You can't have too craziness where it's too ambiguous and you're really just struggling to put any sort of cohesion to the story points. He did a good job where it was still gray enough. It could have been a better wrap up if he would have had his script solid tight before filming. I think we could have had an amazing movie. We got a good movie, but we could have had an amazing movie. It would have stood the test of time. That could have been one of the high-end sci-fi horrors ever, but it wasn't there, maybe in part because of the rush, right? And just of not having that deeply, for such a big concept, not that having that deep final conclusion resolution that we come to expect in a good movie. Right. Were you satisfied with your end of James?
His end.
Well, so I guess all right. So he gets
flesh.
Yeah, but so before that though, Bianca reverse engineers him. He goes to the weird ass new springwear glasses convention where they're doing like Greek toga ballet and shit. And he just walks straight up with his nasty ass hand that is now a gun and shoots cancer at the main guy, just point blank. You don't know it's cancer unless you do a deeper dive. When you're first watching, you're like, "This is just a fucked up handgun. What the shit is this?" But the body of the guy just drops, and it's the best, I think, body horror of the movie. The best.
It looks
practical. So good. The body immediately gets 5 shots in it, right? 1 headshot and like 4 to the chest, and then just falls over, jerking, flopping, and just pries open from the center.
Spandau ballet.
And they have all this white gooey stuff, and I guess that's supposed to be cancer cells just foaming out of them in every orifice.
Just exploding. Ooh. All practical.
No CG in sight. That was the moment for me. That was the best prop or whatever, best practical effect, hands down. And it looked like it took a lot of time.
That was complicated. Yeah. Which is why my favorite was the TV.
TV was beautiful, but not complicated.
It just worked.
Popped. Okay, so this is to be, middle of the movie. He's getting his first real hallucination. He's sitting there with the TV, and the thing starts just vibrating and turns skin colored, and it's got veins now in it, and it is just coming to life, and her face shows up.
I think the word you're looking for is ungulating.
Oh, fancy. That's a $5 word.
Yeah.
And so we just see super close-up of her face on the TV, and she's talking sensual, and then it's just the close-up of the mouth and the lips, and it's just, what is she even saying to him? Just sweet nothings almost, but it's just, he's drawn closer to the TV, and the mouth is sort of expanding out, and he's coming closer as it's popping out, and then they kind of merge together, and it's just uncomfortable and weird.
Surrounding his face.
Coming together of two worlds, two beings of technology and flesh. It was just an odd, but it looked great. It looked fantastic. I mean, back projected.
That's the essence of the entire story.
Yes, it was. That was the moment. The new flesh. Yeah. That was the new flesh. It was supposed to be that merge, which wasn't laid out 100%, but
no. I think it's meant to be ambiguous by the very nature of the hallucination.
Yeah.
Which I think is also, there's many aspects to what is the theme or message of the story, but a really big one is how digital media, which we look at that media now as analog, but at the time that was digital media for them.
High-end tech.
yeah, is going to change everything. And
to the point where Professor Oblivion even made a great sentence there where he's like, everyone's going to have a username. You won't go by your God-given name anymore.
He predicted usernames.
That's crazy. I was like, what? This is way before internet.
You're going to have, way before internet, but you're going to have this digital profile, this digital person. And
isn't that our new flesh in essence?
Yeah,
don't we have a new flesh now? Mine's
once I learned about, I need to pull up my notes for this, because once I heard about the guy, the philosopher that inspired the story, a lot of it started to make sense. Where did I put those notes?
It was a quick shoot though. They were in Montreal, and they had they were at the end of October to right around Christmas, and they had until December 31st, till the end of the year. They're very particular in Canada about filming and time schedules and stuff like that, I guess, back then. And so they were rushing this thing along a little bit, and you can see the rush, unfortunately. But there was so much passion behind the project where it was okay to see like the seams a little bit, because the characters that were there, the people that were involved in the effects, and James Wood, and the director, were all very passionate about this project, even if it wasn't, fully written or given enough time to be shot right. Were you able to find your...
Yes.
Here it is.
So we're talking Marshall Lujan, Mick Lujan, born 1911, died 1980.
Good luck.
Says visionary Canadian philosopher and educator, widely regarded as the father of media studies.
Wow.
So he argued that the machinery or platform of communication matters far more than the actual content it carries.
Say that one more time for our listeners. That's a good quote.
Okay. So how the information is presented is more important
than the information,
than the actual information, to how you perceive it. So you got someone in a suit and tie on a TV, you're going to assume what they're saying is right.
You get a level of cred
compared to someone
homeless guy on the street
with a hoodie and a t-shirt saying the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Who are you more likely to entertain?
So before you actually hear what they're saying, just face value, which goes a long way. You're going to go for the guy in the suit 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah. Are you going to listen to the podcast with the kick-ass intro and voiceover, or are you going to listen to the one where they just start talking out of the blue?
Right. You want a little bit of that bell and whistle, at least to get your foot in the door, because you're never it's not going to pique the eye or interest the ear unless it does have that. And then now you can go for content, right?
Right.
So it's it's a foot in the door to your mind. If you look right, if you have the part, if you sound right. And then from there, now people can be, receptive to what you're saying.
No, which is why Mormons are so polite.
And so formal and dressed nicely with their ties.
So McLuhan also viewed technologies as physical extensions of the human body. And now we're getting more Videodrome.
Yeah.
In the literal sense. For example, the wheel is an extension of the feet. Your clothing is an extension of your skin.
So iPhone's your hand extension at this point?
The iPhone is your hand, your brain, your eyes, your ears.
I could see that.
It's your big brother.
Yeah. I can see that, right? Our cars are our feet. That's where we move with.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we think with now, our phones.
Yep.
Kind of scary.
It's what we're using now.
It's a tool, though. And so like any tool, a tool can be used wrong. I can take my car and get groceries, or I can take my car and jump it off a cliff or into something and hurt somebody, or like whatever, right? So it's a tool. You want to use your tools for good. Unfortunately, a lot of people are, like you said, trusting a pretty face, a slick voice. And so media and the iPhone and these quick little blurb whatevers are gravitating and attracting these talking heads and appearances and personalities that are not benefiting our society, but they look great, they sound great. And so now everyone's attracted to them and looking at them and focused on them. And it's influencing our youth in this direction that is just completely ridiculous. We're not trying to get our next level of doctors and just, scholars and scientists. No, we're going into these ridiculous avenues because we're being influenced by fucking children assholes that never grew up, and it's just sad. So, but
look at all the celebrities on the red carpet in Hollywood. Don't look at the homeless people 8 blocks away.
But that tool though in our hand could be used to solve so many problems, could be used to prop up good people, scientists, whatever.
Yeah, helped me solve our audio problems in our earlier episodes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, oh, help me, Lord. I
one small step for me.
Yeah, that's right. We were in a submarine and we were talking with walkie-talkies.
It was a yellow submarine in our defense.
Episodes. Yes, that's right. We saw, yellow.
No, submarine. Don't start that again.
Poles broken, glass broken. All right, bit of that.
And then one of the third things is he accurately predicted the electronic mass media would break down geographical barriers.
Sure has.
Which
will become worldwide.
That's obvious. Yeah. We are a globally connected people.
It's so weird.
However,
go ahead.
Instead of creating more harmony, the effect that he warned would it not be a peaceful utopia, but a highly volatile, tribal, and violent space.
Are we not in a volatile and very cliquey, my group is right, everyone else is wrong space right now? Has that not created the world he said? That's prophetic.
Well, I feel like we've always been that way. The internet allows people a level of anonymity to satisfy those feelings and urges. But I think that's our base nature, unfortunately. I think it takes a lot of trial and error in life and positive influences to mature beyond that.
100%. We are all born selfish, wanting to just look out for us. We might raise children and start a family, but then it's just looking out for them. It's really hard to transition to looking out for everyone. And it is very unnatural to do. And what is a good influence to society has been Judeo-Christian values. Take or leave the religion, what they're saying about how to treat each other and the fairness and kindness, that goes so far in just making a peaceful society, peaceful world, positivity. Because if you're treating the person next to you like you want to be treated, that trickles down throughout everybody, what a different world that is. But unfortunately, we're fighting up against that fleshly nature, right? That selfishness, that I just whatever I want, feeling good for me. And that's, the ultimate conflict. Until we can get that down, we're kind of stuck here chasing our tail. Because it's so weird to be in a time in life where we could solve world hunger, we could have almost every disease cured. We could be true world peace, but it seems like we're never been farther away from peace right now. There is so much craziness going on just from this country to the world scale. I don't see peace in sight, but we have every ample way of doing it, it seems. Which is our technology and, and all these great advancements we have. But we become volatile and cliquey tribal, and we're not out for the greater good, and we can't unify.
Because there's profit in that.
Oh, hell yeah. And
there's
few people
money to be made
profit.
by division.
Yeah.
Domestically.
Oh, yeah.
And abroad.
But that moral compass, America can't just be like, hey, what's going on? Why are we so fucked up? Well, it's like, well, hey, look what's influencing you. Look what you've taken away. You've taken away all these good values and you've replaced them with this. And you don't think there's going to be a negative, influence change. And
well, of course, but that negativity is profitable to the people who are in the position to influence it.
Ultimate power corrupts ultimately.
Yeah. Or you got to be corrupted to get there these days. can't even benevolently get to these positions anymore.
Yeah, like the Jimmy Carter, just the good guy. Yeah. Could never be president again.
Yeah, you're corrupted before you get 30 steps from those positions.
You gotta drink the goat's blood or whatever.
You're born.
Yeah, you gotta initiate.
You're born into it. You marry into it
or whatever.
Yeah,
but
you have to not give a fuck about people and only care about the dollar bills, y'all.
Mm-hmm. To a disgusting, cancerous degree, where you have more than you could ever use, more than your next 3 level of children's children could ever use, and you want more, and it's not enough, and you're still going to take.
And it's not even
crazy. Dragon horde, sort of Smog in his cave with all the gold.
Especially when there's obviously not enough to go around. The problem is the rich are getting richer, right? But where is that wealth coming from? For them to be able to continue getting rich as they have been, we all should be getting richer along with them. Our buying power should be better. And the fact that's not, it means that they're taking money from the middle class,
right?
Where that's the only money left.
I think we've talked about
this a little. They can't just print money.
Where the goal is to take everything and then we just get to subscribe to life. Just like our Disney Plus. We can rent our home.
Yep.
We can rent our car.
Here's your stipend.
Yep.
Go to howtolive.gov and we will give you all, a foolproof way to use that stipend. So you don't become homeless or starve. Is it a luxury, grocery list? No. But
you're not going to starve.
That's not our problem. Yeah. You're not going to starve. So they're talking about on the news, you can eat for $20 a week.
Oh yeah. And all that other
Here's how you do it. They break it down. This is prison food.
There's gotta be, there'll be changes, but right now they really just are trying to push it. They're trying to take away everything from physical media to home ownership to you can just see the writing on the wall. Like, it's a scary thing because there's a lot that comes with owning your own land, owning something like that, independent from others having, that's your possession, right? And that's a very important part of life. I think it says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but life, liberty, and property is in our fucking Constitution. You hear the pursuit of happiness, I believe that's in the Declaration, but the fucking Constitution says property. So that's a key value to
it's an important thing.
Right. And to have that so pushed in our lifetime, to have that so pushed away from us,
out of reach.
They did it in a flash. They used COVID and every other excuse, and they doubled the housing market in a few years, and it just you blinked and it's out of reach. Insane. It moves so fast.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes back, but I don't know. Is this the new standard? Are we all just living in the Disneyland pricing?
Pretty much. You can expect.
Feels that way.
If things get worse enough, we'll have a recession or a depression.
Yeah. But then no loans for recessions. They ain't giving no money out.
No, but
hopefully you have it stored
if you've
up.
Saved, if you've been able to save, like we're trying to do, you get a foreclosure.
Yeah, right.
That's how some of the people our age, or a couple years above us, were able to get houses right before
things got shit.
2008, ton of foreclosures. Right. I was thinking about buying one, but I was still in the military at the time.
I didn't have assets. If I had what I have now, I would have jumped. Bought two.
But I didn't have the assets, right? Or the credit. Had the VA loan, but I was also active duty at that time. So I didn't
it just wasn't lined up
that.
For you at
bad
that
timing.
Moment.
Very bad timing.
And now it's out of reach. If you live in California, especially, completely. At those new houses just up the street, the ones they share a wall. I think they're claiming they're 4 bedrooms, but they're gross. They want 1.2, and it's
crazy,
insane. And you have no backyard. You have a little space on the roof. Wild.
It's $1 million home.
Yuck. Yucky. I don't want that. I know I don't want that. I don't want to be locked into 30-year fucking mortgage for that. Ew. But okay. All right, let's wrap up our Videodrome thought before we get too much frustration. Before we get too mad at this. Can't take it.
So can you sum up Videodrome?
All right, so where were we at? Our last little bit was...
We were just kind of bouncing all over the place.
But we were talking about the toga. We haven't talked props and things. We're still just kind of going... We were going like more story of narrative this time. But we were... Okay,
I don't have the eloquence to really describe the scenes of these movies.
These ones are weird to describe.
For Videodrome, it's
not obsession. It's not straightforward.
There's some body horror, but it's mostly like
very little
appliance horror. That's the
right. He becomes a human toaster.
The TV was, I think, the crown jewel. The tuber explosion at the end, the inserting the videotape into the slot that opened up on his stomach,
his mangina,
was cool. That all looked fantastic.
It looked better though as a kid.
But the TV,
it looked better on VHS. All that looked better on VHS. When I saw this full resolution,
the grain hides
a lot of the sins, a lot of the whatever.
The uncanny valley.
Right.
Like, as good as you can make it look, your brain knows it's not real. It's the same with CGI. You can have the most realistic CGI, the stuff that you just don't have the technology or the money to do with practical effects. Your brain is still going to be like, this isn't real. Especially if you've seen as many horror movies and body horror movies as we have. You see the mechanics of it right away. But
they're still cool.
Oh, it's fascinating. There's a lot of talent.
I was going to say, it's
Rick Baker
and a group of 20-year-olds make all this stuff just on the fly, running around, just figuring it out. Days of shooting, and there's a lot of ingenuity to it and creativity to it.
We're a stunted generation, Jesse.
It's so impressive. It is so impressive what they used to do, and now we're all just sitting behind a desk making the effects, and we've lost something. There's a beauty there of just a team, just on the day of the shoot, figuring out how to make this work. Sitting there with the pumps of the air and everybody's tired and exhausted. Yeah. They've already blown one TV. It didn't work right for the finale. They had to reload it. They're so pissed. They're all trying to get out of there for Christmas Eve dinner.
Rotting flesh exploding through the TV, just stinking up the place.
Oh yeah. What did they went to the butcher shop to get
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, had
the production of that.
Sure, for sure.
Segue to Toby Hooper no, we're not there yet. We're still on Videodrome.
Back to the movie. Back to the movie.
Back to the movie. He said
it. So we're just going through our practical effects a little bit, but the end is he shoots the cancer gun, fills the guy with cancer, he completely rips, and then he goes and gets. Well, there's one more death. No, that was it. That was our final bad guy. Yeah. After that, he literally goes to random ass. Check. Yeah, boss kill check. Now I'm going to like the weird boneyard, shipyard, cemetery thing. And he just finds a nice little spot to have a talk with his TV that's not there. Pops up randomly, magically, and gives him a little bit of advice of how to take himself out by itself blowing up. And he thinks, hey, that's a good idea. He needs to become the new flesh. This is the final moment to transcend. But as he pulls the gun on himself, he thinks he will be better than. He will move on in a positive way, but really he's just killing himself. So that was the pure delusion.
Because that's the difference between his new flesh and Dr. Oblivion's flesh. He left behind
the recordings,
hundreds of recordings to live on in media.
Beautiful.
Which was his game.
Yeah.
James Woods never got to do that.
No.
So he's just gone.
He's gone.
Except what he did is going to be on the news. Will reverberate.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to make, 82? I'm not sure exactly when. He was born in 86, when the start of the 24-hour news cycle began, but I know that around that time it was getting close to that. So there was probably like the 18-hour news cycle maybe already happening that influenced some of the themes of this
because
movie.
They're channel 83 and they're on the CCTV that's on all the time. I think we're right at the birth of basic cable. It's 82. It's right around there that we have Turner doing his thing, and we're getting, like you say, the 24-hour news network get started and MTV's getting started. It's all right there at the birth of cable, which was another prophecy that they're showing. So this is a layered movie, onion after layer. Just you keep peeling back. You're like, hey, we could talk about this or that. And I think that David Cronenberg
has predicted the future in the ways that 2001: Space Odyssey did not well.
It's genius level writing, and then also there's a frustration with it because he hasn't really laid it out clearly.
No.
But there's a beauty in that too. So were you more like, because the ending?
Well, genius tends to be like haphazard. Like
you could throw it around.
Rain Man was a genius.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Gotta watch Wapner.
Gotta go home, watch Wapner.
You know what I mean? So genius writing, maybe not so much. Genius concepts or deep concepts.
That's more it.
More accurate, yeah.
The execution
for sure.
wasn't fully done correct.
The physical execution, sure. Of the special effects and all that, yeah. The performances all around were amazing. Everyone understood the assignment, executed flawlessly,
which is impressive for this assignment.
Yeah.
To know your role so well. This was a hard one to do.
Yeah. Solid characters with all backstories, so not too hard to get into their heads,
right? No one was just there.
No, for being chaotic, the pacing was solid.
Yeah, and you felt it, and you felt the kind of meltdown, and you felt the run into insanity, and you felt the clarity beginning to the madness ending. You really went on the journey with James.
It's definitely an Inception type movie. Like you're going to understand more, enjoy more, appreciate more with subsequent watches.
Yeah, it's good.
Like I said, the last episode, the first time I watched it was in the barracks, the Marine Corps. That had been 2009, 2010.
So 15 years later.
I didn't.
Way different approach, different feelings about it.
I was not smoking weed or doing drugs because I was in the service. I know we were drinking, but I typically didn't get drunk while I watched movies, especially something as interesting as Videodrome. So I know I wasn't wasted, but I just remember thinking, what the hell did I just watch? And not understanding any of it.
Okay.
At
that's
22 years old.
But you knew it was
Tell me about how that was frustrating for you. But now watching it at 39, after, for the second time, I understood a lot more.
It kind of lined up.
Yeah. But I was still very confused until I did a little background research. That's one of the benefits of having week later reviews is if you have any questions, you can look something up before giving a blind take about it. But once I learned about Marshall McLuhan, I'm like, okay, I can see the blueprints and the skeletons for this story, these messages that weren't quite understandable and obvious in the narrative, either by design or by
just happenstance. Just we were on a rush and we didn't have this written out all the way, and that's what we got. That's what we shot.
When you're focusing on
what we're doing,
making sure the special effects were,
I feel like that took the precedent.
The meat of
didn't it? It seemed like it.
Yeah.
And it did seem like there was requests that took time that did not come to fruition. Like, apparently Baker was saying that the dildo fingers, they made fucking Everything All at Once, or whatever that movie that came out, the one
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Thank you. I couldn't say it for the life. We had the sausage fingers, the hot dog fingers. They had a similar thing where it was just these phallic fingers of dicks. And the guy spent all this time on it. It comes to day of shooting. David walks in and just says, we're going to go in a different direction. And so I guess all those dicks went in the trash. Yeah. But that's got to take time. And if you're just, already on a rush.
That's in a cupboard somewhere.
You think they kept them? Maybe. The dicks.
The dude who made him kept them at least.
He's like, I spent 8 hours on these finger dicks. But apparently they were going to have a whole sex scene with them both having the fingers on. And weird shit. I'm kind of glad that wasn't in the movie. I'm glad that the movie was sexual, but not overly sexual. And it wasn't like graphic sex either, but it felt like it was graphic sex. It really felt like you were gritty underworld yuck without having it.
Yeah, it felt gross.
It felt super gross.
Yeah.
But you didn't see that much.
No.
You really didn't. It left your imagination. It was like the Psycho shower scene. It really was our mind fucked. And we saw more in our head than we got on the screen, which is a good visionary director who can do something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Good movie. Good out of the box movie. Good midnight movie. This is not your average movie. This is like Training Wheels Are Off, Black Diamond movie. So, you know,
Black Diamond, I like that.
Be warned.
For sure.
But it's good.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say the scenes are uncomfortable.
Okay.
But they're definitely weird.
I would counter and say they're uncomfortable because they're so weird. You're just like, oh, like I had the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I knew like Chelsea's in the other room and whatever. And she even came out, she's like, that was a weird movie because she just heard the soundtrack, which was fantastic. The organ just wow, wow, and it was all doing its thing. But she, from the other room, felt the energy of that movie. She's like, who picked that movie? What was that movie? It's Videodrome. It was my Criterion one. That was mine.
It was my present to myself.
I had to, yes, it was my fault. I brought that into our home. I'm sorry. It really is like a cinematic achievement, though. It's like
it is, yeah.
For what it is and when it came out, it's the start of that.
I'd give it, for being so not a great movie, as you said earlier, for all the reasons you said earlier, of being either intentionally or unintentionally like vague and confusing, I'd still give it an 8 out of 10 just for entertainment. Because what it lacks in linear narrative, it just makes up in bizarre, top of the game practical special effects. Like everything went digital after that.
It was towards the end of that era.
Yeah, that was 82.
You still get a little bit. You get about a decade before
What do you get after that?
I'd say 93 is when the digital starts to take over.
I know, but like what's a movie that's between Videodrome and Jurassic Park that you would say has better practical special effects than
his other
Videodrome?
His masterpiece, The Fly, that comes out like 2 years.
Was that after that?
Yeah, it's like 86 or so, 85.
Okay.
That's his masterpiece.
So the same crew. It's the same crew, top of their game.
With more money and more time. And it shows. Yeah. All right. Good movie. So we're going to do another horror out there, 80s. We're just kind of stuck in the 80s. I think this is like, 1981, 1980. We're still circa the same time as the last movie.
Yeah. It's 80s summer, y'all.
80s
we're
summer.
Doing it.
Hashtag. No, don't hashtag. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. That sounds, I feel like I'm watching Obsession again and they're all talking like that. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Bad llama.
No, people don't even do that
80s
anymore.
summer. 80s summer. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so this one's Life Force. Toby Hooper, which is pretty much known for Texas Chainsaw and Poltergeist. Is he got a third one on the notch that would be that the masses would know?
Not that's on my radar.
So just Texas, he does 1 and 2, not any of the other ones.
Right.
And then Poltergeist. Just the first one, not 2 and 3, I believe.
Oh, Poltergeist. Yeah, just the first one.
Okay.
Which I think
is the best one.
I think most people would know Toby Hooper from Poltergeist. Because I think
that was a bigger movie.
That's a more mainstream movie than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was my favorite horror movie and horror franchise.
So Texas Chainsaw Massacre has got a very special spot in your heart. That first movie, it was just so raw. When I saw it, I was like, I don't want to ever watch that again. And I just left it there. And I left it there for a long time.
It just felt so, even on like a 28-inch box television on VHS. It felt so real.
Exactly.
It felt
like
you were
home
there.
Fucking movie, and you had to see this.
We're not even talking about Blu-ray or in the cinema.
Family.
You just feel like you're there. You can smell it. You can feel it. The the Texas air.
But it's not somewhere
my bedroom just felt hot.
It's not somewhere you want to be. So as much as you could appreciate that it brought you all that, it's like, oh, why did it have to be that? Why did I have to go to that house in the middle of Texas and get tortured? But granted, it was so well.
I subject myself to it year after year, just out of reverence.
Wow. Yeah. The Jessica Biel one is pretty
fantastic.
Good. I have to say, one of the better remakes ever in the horror field.
I've found aspects to like about all of them.
Even the Next Generation.
Yeah,
like Matthew McConaughey.
He's awesome.
Renee Zellweger one.
He's awesome. Renee Zellweger is some of the.
It's crazy they're in it.
The best.
Like, what? How are they in this movie right now? Because the first two movies,
one of the best performances I've ever seen her.
But Dennis Hopper's in the second one. But the first movie has nobody. The second movie just has Hopper, and then the third is McConaughey and
it
Zellweger.
Almost feels like a found footage. The way
the first one does.
The first one, the way it was shot.
It's Blair Witch before Blair Witch, but done so much better than
much better.
Fucking movie. Man, that movie sucks. And then the second one's unwatchable. Book of Assholes or whatever it's called. I hate Blair Witch too.
I'm that one person that says I like it better.
No, yeah. Leave a comment if you like
Blair Witch Project 2 better.
Oh, it's too funny. All right, well, it's time to Life Force before it gets too late. But
tell us about Life Force.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a fun one. It's
sci-fi horror.
It's a midnight.
Right?
Yeah, it's a midnight. You can have a little bit of that, graphic kill shots here and there. Literally, these aliens are coming around sucking life forces out of everybody, and we're just on a fun end of the world kind of adventure. So I hope you're gonna like it, because it's rare when you can bring a movie that your closest friend is like favorite director and he hasn't seen it. So he's like, hey, how many Hooper movies can I bring your way that you haven't seen? There's not too many. He didn't do that many.
So I know I've seen Poltergeist, Texas 1, Texas 2. That's it. And he's got Life Force, and I think
Funhouse. I'm still trying to get Funhouse. Yeah. I just want to buy it. I don't want to rent it. I hate renting for $5, $6. I just want to have it.
You don't want to
forever.
rent something like that.
But it's like, I'll have a lot of misses though. Sometimes I'll buy something for $12 and it's like, man, that was awful. But at least it was an experience, and you saw it, and it can go on the shelf as like a notch on the belt. Like a scar on your skin. I have it forever now, taking space.
That's what I miss about the old dollar bin.
Right? Oh, I loved fishing. Finding gold.
I'm just going to pick this up.
Yeah.
That's
how you got inflation. Ironclad. Episode 4 is Ironclad. It was from your dollar bin. You could just...
Yeah. And crazy how I've held on to that, because that was a Blu-ray.
Yeah, so that was the $5 bin, I believe.
When I purged my entire DVD collection,
which is
because I was moving, it was hard. I kept all the Blu-rays because those were expensive.
Yeah, high definition.
Yeah, that was one of them I kept.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I kept all of them. That was one of the ones I had on Blu-ray.
Yeah, one of the few Blu-rays that made.
Yeah, not a great movie. Probably the worst movie I have on Blu-ray, because I'm pretty picky. I was like,
Paul Giamatti
and Blu-ray.
And like how
bad can this be?
But your fact that there are more people that have walked on the moon than Americans that have played English monarchs is fantastic. Yeah. I love that fact. So just for that alone, Paul's performance is worth it to have it. Everything around Paul, not so much, but he was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess this is a sign out for now.
Let's do the Life Force.
Peace.
You're still here? It's over. Come back next week. Go.